In a shocking turn of events, tensions in the Middle East have once again reached a boiling point as Iran launched a covert strike on a U.S. military base located near Israel. The incident has sent shockwaves through the international community and raised concerns about the region's stability. This video will delve into the details of the attack, its potential consequences, and the broader context of the ongoing tensions between Iran and the United States. The attack, which took place under the cover of darkness, targeted a strategically significant U.S. military base situated in close proximity to Israel. The exact location of the base has not been disclosed due to security concerns, but reports suggest that it houses a substantial number of U.S. troops and sophisticated military equipment. Iran's military, known for its asymmetric warfare capabilities, employed a combination of tactics to execute the strike. The assault began with a barrage of precision-guided missiles launched from an undisclosed location within Iran. These missiles, equipped with advanced guidance systems, struck the base with devastating accuracy. Simultaneously, Iranian drones, some armed with explosives, were dispatched to hover over the base, posing a persistent threat to U.S. personnel and assets. The attack was carried out swiftly and efficiently, catching U.S. forces off guard and limiting their ability to respond effectively. Initial reports indicate that there were casualties among the U.S. troops stationed at the base, although the extent of the damage and the number of casualties remain unconfirmed. In the immediate aftermath of the attack, the U.S. military scrambled to assess the situation and provide assistance to the injured. The wounded were evacuated to medical facilities while the base's remaining personnel were put on high alert. Simultaneously, the United States began consultations with regional allies, including Israel, to gauge their response and to ensure the security of the broader Middle East. The swift and covert nature of the attack has raised concerns about the potential for further escalation. While the United States has not yet officially attributed responsibility for the strike to Iran, the evidence strongly points in that direction. This incident marks a significant escalation in the ongoing tensions between the two nations, and the world watches with bated breath to see how the United States will respond. Understanding Iran's motivations behind this audacious strike is essential to gauge the trajectory of the situation. Iran has long expressed its grievances against the United States, particularly regarding economic sanctions, nuclear agreements, and regional influence. The Iranian government has been under intense domestic and international pressure, which may have played a role in their decision to launch such an attack. One plausible motivation behind the attack is Iran's desire to assert itself as a regional power and send a clear message that it will not tolerate what it perceives as U.S. aggression. Additionally, the Iranian leadership may see this as a way to divert attention from domestic issues and unite the population behind a common cause, thus bolstering the regime's stability. Iran's calculations also involve carefully assessing the international response to the attack. Tehran may be banking on the assumption that the global community, preoccupied with various crises, will not mount a significant military response. This calculation is not without precedent, as Iran has historically used asymmetric tactics to target its adversaries while avoiding all-out war. For the United States, responding to this attack presents a complex and delicate dilemma. While it is essential to demonstrate resolve and protect American interests in the region, any hasty or disproportionate response could escalate the situation further and lead to a broader conflict. The Biden administration is under immense pressure, both domestically and internationally, to handle this crisis deftly. In a statement issued shortly after the attack, President Biden condemned the strike and promised that the United States would respond appropriately once all the facts are known. This measured response reflects a desire to avoid rushing into a military confrontation and instead to explore diplomatic options. The attack's location near Israel adds an additional layer of complexity to an already volatile situation. Israel, a close U.S. ally, has consistently viewed Iran as a significant security threat, particularly due to Iran's support for militant groups in the region and its nuclear ambitions. The attack on the U.S. base could be interpreted as a direct provocation aimed at Israel, which may feel compelled to respond independently. The prospect of Israel becoming directly involved in the conflict raises concerns about the potential for a broader regional war. Such a scenario could have catastrophic consequences, dragging in other regional actors and destabilizing the entire Middle East. The international community has been quick to react to the attack, with various nations and organizations issuing statements condemning the act of aggression. The United Nations Security Council held an emergency meeting to discuss the situation, with many member states calling for restraint and a peaceful resolution. Key regional players, including Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Turkey, have expressed their concern over the escalating tensions and urged all parties to exercise restraint. The European Union has also called for de-escalation and offered its assistance in mediating a diplomatic solution. The role of Russia and China, both of whom have significant interests in the Middle East, is crucial in this context. While they have not explicitly endorsed the attack, their positions will play a pivotal role in determining the international response and the prospects for de-escalation. The unfolding situation in the wake of the attack on the U.S. military base presents several potential scenarios and consequences. The United States and Iran may choose to engage in diplomatic negotiations to defuse the crisis. This path would require both parties to exercise restraint, potentially involving international mediators to facilitate dialogue. If the situation deteriorates further, there is a risk of military escalation. Israel, in particular, could become directly involved, potentially leading to a broader regional conflict with catastrophic consequences. The attack may lead to an escalation of proxy conflicts in the region, with Iran supporting militant groups against U.S. and allied interests. This could result in increased violence and instability. The crisis could lead to fluctuations in global oil prices as the Middle East remains a critical source of oil production. Increased tensions in the region could disrupt oil supplies, impacting energy markets worldwide. Any escalation of the conflict would likely have severe humanitarian consequences, including displacement of civilians, destruction of infrastructure, and loss of life. The international community will play a crucial role in attempting to mediate a peaceful resolution. Diplomatic efforts by key stakeholders, including Russia, China, and European nations, could help mitigate the crisis. The attack on the U.S. military base near Israel underscores the complex web of regional alliances and rivalries in the Middle East. Iran's actions have placed Israel in a precarious position, as it views Iran as a primary threat to its security. Israel's response to the attack, whether through direct military action or diplomatic channels, will have far-reaching implications for the region. Israel's close relationship with the United States is a defining factor in this equation. While Israel may seek support and solidarity from its American ally, it also must consider the broader implications of its actions, including the risk of triggering a larger regional conflict. Balancing its security concerns with the desire to avoid escalation is a delicate task for Israeli leadership. Meanwhile, other regional actors such as Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates share common interests with the United States in countering Iranian influence. These countries have been closely monitoring the situation and may offer political and logistical support to the United States in the event of a military response. The Middle East is a critical source of global oil production, and any escalation of tensions in the region can have a profound impact on energy markets worldwide. Oil prices are highly sensitive to geopolitical developments in the Middle East, and the attack on the U.S. military base near Israel has already led to market jitters. The attack on a U.S. military base near Israel has heightened tensions in the already volatile Middle East, posing a significant challenge to regional stability and international security. The situation remains fluid, and the world is watching closely to see how the United States and its allies respond to this audacious act of aggression. The path forward is fraught with complexities, as both the United States and Iran must carefully consider their next steps to avoid further escalation. The international community, including regional actors and global powers, must work collectively to defuse the crisis and prevent a broader conflict with potentially catastrophic consequences. As the world awaits developments in this unfolding crisis, one thing remains clear: a peaceful resolution is urgently needed to prevent further bloodshed and instability in a region that has seen more than its fair share of conflict and suffering. Thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure the notification bell is turned on so you don't miss a video.